Welcome back to our show, your show, Let's Talk Stocks. In studio with us this morning is Sophronia Mckenzie. She's CEO and founder of VisuEats. I'm sure you're going to like this discussion. For those of us who like to get out there and have the best, or even if you want to stay in and have the best delivered. Sophronia, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Neilson. Thank you for having me.
VisuEats. Tell me about the company. What is it all about?
So VisuEats was founded in 2018 from a happy hour conversation. I was having dinner with one of my friends, and I was like, we're in this digital space. Why is it that restaurants don't show us like pictures of the menu items like how we see on Instagram? And then it's a thing where I keep annoying her with it, and so she was like, you're in tech, so build what you want. So then that's where VisuEats came from. Visual Eats, VisuEats.
All right. So we're here in Jamaica. How will it work for Jamaicans? I mean, we're very picky eaters.
That's a really great question because, again, it was just the concept of a photo menu. So I launched in Jamaica because born and raised here, I came home. And then upon talking to the restaurateurs, they're like saying, okay, yeah, you're going to show pictures of my menu items, which, by the way, the data shows once you implement a visual menu, it increased the restaurant's revenue by at least 30% once implemented properly in-house. And so while talking to them, they're saying, okay, I'm having issues with my reservations. Can you build that into the platform? I'm having issues with the delivery partners that are in Jamaica right now. Can you also do that? So then VisuEats morphed into a full turnkey solution, visual menu, reservations, online ordering for pickup and delivery, and we've built our own payment processor in the platform.
That's very important. A full turnkey solution. So is it that many of the persons just do deliveries, but you're onto reservations?
Everything, yeah.
Everything.
So that's why when sometimes somebody's trying to understand VisuEats and they say, oh, you're like and call a competitor name, I'm like, no, they are competing against a feature that we have in our platform, but we have multiple features in our platform. So we're a turnkey solution.
The question I'd ask you before we came on here, Jamaica is a strange place when it comes to where you live. We are not as organized in terms of our addresses. So somebody might live at 9 miles St. Anne.
Right.
But there's no real street address.
Correct.
How does VisuEats help with that kind of setup?
So really great question there. So one of the things that we've built VisuEats, which is you can download that and access the restaurant, but then in order to really implement delivery, we built our own delivery app, which is called VisuNac. So anyone who wants to supplement their income and just want to do deliveries on their spare time, they can download VisuNac. So when we were building that and integrating the delivery side over it, we said, okay, I know Jamaica won't necessarily have full addresses, so we gave the option for landmark, where you can drop the pin and set it exactly where you are, so we can still.
Isn't that a game changer, though?
Thank you.
We've not, that just changes the thing for Jamaica, because other than that, we'd have to find a place with a proper address.
Correct.
At Carol's Bar, which is at 10th 5th Street.
Correct, and it's not a complete address. And then on top of that, Neilson, when talking to the large chain quick service restaurants, one of the pain points that they have too is geolocation, because the other platforms don't have it. So if you're going to order, for example, from a KFC, it's not focusing on the KFC that's really close to you. So that's also a feature that we implemented in our platform that's going to be released this month, where you see the restaurants that are closer to you as well.
Wonderful.
Accuracy.
What's the take-up like for the restaurants in Jamaica?
All right, so one of the things that we found out because we started with the full service restaurant is that most people really want the experience. They want to come in and they dine. So those people capitalize on reservations in our platform and also using the visual menu. They don't want the paper menu anymore. They want to see what the restaurant is serving. But then the people that are home are craving the quick service restaurants, and now we're kind of switching our target market to get a lot more quick service restaurants on the platform.
I like the fact that you mentioned people want to have the experience, and Jamaica is known for its culinary, offerings. Is that something that you find that because, let's take Kingston for example, Kingston is real with, nightlife and brimming with restaurants and so on.
Yeah.
Do you find that people really want to get out there, but they want the help from you, from VisuEats, to say, where do I go tonight?
Absolutely, that is really good. Yes, they do, because even like my Gen Z niece, so into that generation, like I am introducing her to a lot of restaurants because of VisuEats. So if a restaurant doesn't benefit if they don't go viral on Instagram, and now I'm saying you don't have to try to go viral on Instagram to benefit beyond the VisuEats platform. Let us help you with the exposure, because we're literally putting Jamaica's gastronomy on the digital map. So yes. And you have people who would reach out to me too and say, hey, can you add this to the platform? I want where to go for example, Domino's, because that's the thing. Those things are being built into our platform, and we have something exciting coming Q2.
So it's a whole experience.
Whole experience, yes.
Do you cover the entire island, or are you just Kingston?
No, covering the entire island. We have a restaurant right now in Portland called Big Biz. You guys should check it out.
Portland?
Yes, Portland is on VisuEats. So where our goal is to take over the entire island. It's not just Kingston. We started here, but we're branching out into different parishes.
How will you manage to reach out to like the Jamaican tourist market, both local and international tourists? Because I find a lot of the tourists come, and yes, they're in their hotels and so on, but they really want to experience that real
Tell
Jamaica.
them, Anissa. That is so true, which is hence why it is important for VisuEats to be endorsed by the Ministry of Tourism. So we're in talks with them right now, and that will be released soon. It only makes sense. The tourists do want to immerse themselves in our culture, and being locked in on a resort is not it for them.
No.
So they need a platform like VisuEats to expose them to the different restaurants, expose them to gastronomy, real gastronomy in Jamaica. So we don't just target full service restaurants, but even vendors, they can also be onboarded on VisuEats for us to market them too.
Street vendors?
Yes.
Pan chicken man.
Pan chicken man, yes. Because, in certain areas, you have certain pan chicken man, that's the man that you're supposed to go to.
Yes.
But if you're not from here, you don't know.
Yes.
You don't know. So, yeah.
How difficult was it to build out an app like this and to get it suited to the Jamaican scenario?
Oh, wow. All right, so my background is in technology, software project management. One of the first things was to find developers overseas that I could work with, like from in India, etc., that could really understand what I'm trying to build, and I can work with them. Because if you want to go into the tech space, the developers, the engineers themselves, they will rob you if you don't have that background. So that was my first thing. So once I was able to lock in that tech team, the rest is history. And the most important thing, Neilson, every button, every feature, every functionality comes from the customer. Whether it's the restaurants that's telling me what they want and how they want it, or you as a user telling me what you want. So I don't build VisuEats in silo. It's completely on customer feedback.
Because I'm listening to you and I'm hearing the little bits and pieces that you've had to add, again, because of the locale that you're launching it in.
Correct.
How important was it to launch in Jamaica?
I was talking to a potential investor in Miami, and sharing with him my story and what I have for VisuEats. And at the time, VisuEats was a concept. The app itself wasn't built. And then he said, "You have such a rich story, and you're Jamaican. Why isn't Jamaica backing you?" And I'm like, why am I trying to launch this here in a highly competitive market?
Yes.
Go home. And that's what I did. And I came home, and the rest is her story, not necessarily his story. Yeah.
What is it that you loved for the restaurants, the customers? Before we go there,
Yeah.
customer service. That's a pain point for many persons.
Yes.
We go into the places, especially those of us that have traveled abroad, and you know where people are falling head over heels to ensure that you have a good service.
Right.
Jamaica has that, not necessarily the best reputation in that. We're getting there, but how will VisuEats help to change that culture?
Oh, wow. That's a really good question. So even now with this trip that I'm on in Jamaica, I am meeting with every single one of my clients and the owners. I want to meet with the owner and I want to meet with the restaurant manager, because with the technology, with VisuEats, it can literally amplify the gastronomy experience. For example, you're in corporate, you're on your lunch break, you want to go to Camila's Kitchen to grab a bite to eat. Save time and order online. Order ahead through the app versus going in line, waiting, ordering, and then you have to wait again for the food. We're saving time. So that's one. Number two, even with just the visual menu, people want to see what the menu items look like, right? And it makes it easier for the wait staff to explain, because we know sometimes they're not in the mood to talk to people. So it's literally just immersing them into the experience of what the restaurant has to offer, of their gastronomy. So those are little bits and pieces there, and just training them, because people tend to be intimidated by technology. But I say if you can use Instagram, you can use WhatsApp, you can use VisuEats. Yeah.
Ordering ahead. The restaurant stands to lose if I order and don't turn up?
You have to pay.
It's
a cashless system. Yeah, so we built our own payment processing it. So you use your credit or your debit card, you have to pay, lock in that money before. Because that's the thing. Some of the platforms, you don't get the cash until after the food is delivered. So we look at it on both ends, the restaurant as well as the customer.
Right. So the restaurant is, so you actually ordering ahead, you're paying. So if you're ordering seafood, which you know you have to go and take time, it reduces that wait time.
Correct. And we also, like with the bank, the KYC, know your customer. With VisuEats is the same thing. So even somebody booking a reservation, they will let you know what their dietary restrictions are, why they're booking the reservation, what are they celebrating. And they also get their customer data. They get their customer name, email, phone number. So later on, it's the birthday, here's a gift card, etc. We provide that information so that the restaurants can know their customer and offer excellent service.
Stone unturned with this.
No, try not to. We try not to.
All right, just talk to your customers out there and potential customers, because this sounds like a game changer.
Thank you.
What is it that they should know and why they should use VisuEats?
Our full intention, which the more I'm here and the more I'm learning and the more I'm hearing from my customer, we're using VisuEats as a technology to really transform gastronomy into a first world country, specifically starting with gastronomy, like the service delivery, everything, just even as simple as the smile that they put on their face to greet somebody, because VisuEats is here to make restaurateurs' life easy as well as their staff, so I want them to be able to embrace the technology. I have a student mentality always, so you can let me know what features, what functionality you want to see to enhance your experience.
Absolutely great talking to you this morning.
Thank you, Neilson.
Sophronia Mckenzie, and of course she's the CEO and founder of VisuEats. And if your palate is already beginning to water,
download the app.
Download the app. Need not say anymore.
Thank you.
As always, we say we give you information to make better financial decisions, or gastronomy as in this case. Come back with us tomorrow morning at 9. Another mouth-watering story lined up for you.